Hi guys, so today I'm going to make the world's quickest video on how to prep your hair for hair dye. If you like this video, you can please comment, like, and subscribe. Helps me a lot. I'm trying to get up there on the radar just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start the conversation. I am not a professional hairdresser. I wanted to go to cosmetology school, but I didn't. My aunts are hairdressers, but I'm not. But I haven't dyed my hair since I was 13. I'm about to be 23, so that's 10 years. And I just said I'm about to be 23. That's fucking weird. But let's go ahead and start off when it comes to prepping your hair for bleach. So when it comes to bleach, the best thing you can do is leave your hair getting gross for a couple of days. I don't get oily hair, so it's not necessarily the most helpful thing, but don't wash your hair before you bleach. That just makes your hair is a lot more drier, so it can make it a little bit more damaging. So don't wash your hair for a couple of days if you know you're gonna bleach it. If you're like me and you decide you're gonna bleach your hair last minute, you obviously can't do that, but that's the best option. And you can also put oil in your hair. A lot of people use coconut oil. I've used coconut oil. I just usually have black castor oil on hand more because I use it as a treatment. So I usually just coat my hair in black castor oil and let that sit for a while. I've let it sit overnight. I've let it sit for a couple hours. But usually when I let it sit overnight, the hair is actually already kind of dry because it's all soaked in. So I prefer it that way. I don't prefer it when the hair is still kind of wet with the oil. I prefer it to be dry. But that will actually help shield your hair from the actual chemicals of bleach. Anybody who says that you bleach your hair without damage is a liar. You can prevent a lot of damage. But your hair, no matter what, if you're bleaching your hair, it will get damaged. Okay? So they do have Olaplex, which you can mix in with the hair dye to help make it better. So you mix it with the bleach. But Clairol does have a color serum. It's very similar. You put it into the hair dye and it helps just protect everything. I use that with bleach every single time I bleach my hair. You can get like a little tube of it for like $3 and you need like half of it to bleach short hair. And they also have big ones for like, I think the big one's like $8 and I need to invest in that because I do dye my hair. Yeah. So recapping on the bleaching. Let your hair sit in their own grossness for a couple of days. Don't wash it. Put oil in your hair. Let that sit for at least a couple hours. You can leave it overnight. And then if you can and you desire to, you can use like an Olaplex or you can use that Clairol color serum. There are a couple other options out there that will help with protecting your hair when it comes to bleaching and dyeing. Those are the only two that I'm really aware of. I know Ion has one and I've been looking for it, but my Sally's is always out of it because I know they also have a repair kit that helps repair your hair. So that is what you do with bleach. Now, for permanent hair color, it's kind of similar. So, and this part is more of my opinion and my experience than, like, actual possible facts. The bleach is, like, mainly facts, and the semi-permanent is going to be mainly facts. But the, permanent hair color, that's depositing color, is going to be a little bit different. Is more along the lines of what I think. So when it comes to permanent hair color, it can be very similar along the lines with bleach, as in don't wash your hair first because you need all that stuff in your hair to help protect your hair. But I also don't recommend putting coconut oil or oil in your hair at all if you're going darker than your actual hair color, because that can kind of prevent the dyeing. Not as much as it would prevent on semi-permanent. It would prevent the color from sticking that much. I've done it before on black hair dye. I put a coconut oil in my hair. And I used the same black hair dye multiple times. And when I did the coconut oil and everything was the same, it didn't stick as well. It barely dyed. So that's what I would say for that one. Don't use that coconut oil type of thing before you dye your hair if you're going darker than your actual hair color. But if you're going lighter, more along the lines of a deposit, like a, how do I explain this? So if your hair is blonde, right, and you want to deposit more of a neutral color onto your hair or a cooler tone onto your hair, because hair dye is not gonna lift hair dye. Color doesn't lift color. So you could try that when it comes to lighter, because most of the time if your hair is really light already, it's going to be pretty damaged, assuming the lightness is from bleaching it. But again, if you're depositing color, I do not recommend putting any sort of oil on your hair. You can wait a couple of days with your hair, same concept, to let your hair get kind of gross before you do permanent. But I would not recommend doing coconut oil, and I wouldn't recommend really doing shampoo either. So do the couple of days type deal and then dye your hair with permanent color. Again, if you decide last minute that you're gonna dye your hair and you didn't, and you just took a shower like 2 hours ago, there's not much you can do, but you can get that Clairol color serum or the Olaplex or those similar things and put it in with the hair dye. I don't know how that works with box hair dye. I'm not positive about if you could put that in box hair dye or not. I don't use box hair dye unless it's like 3 a.m. and I decide to dye my hair, which I don't do. So yeah, the Clairol color serum you can mix in with hair dye also. So I recommend letting your hair sit for a few days and then getting that color serum and putting that in with the hair dye too. So now on to semi-permanent hair dyes. So semi-permanent is pretty easy. Wash your hair first. It will get all of the gunk out and it will help open the cuticle. Do not condition. Just wash. If your hair is damaged like mine, it's going to feel disgusting after you just wash it, but it really does help the color stick. You can dye over not dirty on dirty hair if you want to, but again, this is going to be for the best result. Wash your hair first, do not condition, and then dye your hair. It will stick a lot better. It will go into the cuticle and hold a lot better than it would if you had it dirty. And again, do not use coconut oil for this. That will completely prevent color from sticking to your hair. Completely. And the whole Clairol serum thing, don't use that, because semi-permanent hair dyes are not damaging. It's basically the same concept of putting like food coloring and conditioner. It's the same thing. It's just color and like a base. It's not damaging to your hair. So basically you can put that all of your hair as many times as you want, and it's not going to damage your hair. That's why you wouldn't put that Clairol serum or the Olaplex in it, because most semi-permanent hair dyes are already moisturizing. So just condition after you get it out of the shower and you rinse it out, and you're good to go. And then when it comes to putting hair dye on wet hair for all concepts, do not do it for permanent hair color and bleach. For semi-permanent, you can do it if you want more of a pastel color. And I don't mean soaking wet, I mean damp. I've used a pretty dark hair dye on damp hair before, because, you know, the water in your hair mixes with the dye and it dilutes it more. So I've done that when it came to a really, really dark hair dye that I wanted a little bit lighter. So you can do that, or you can just really, really, really mix it good with conditioner or just get a really, really, really pastel color. I know a lot of people who, when they want pastel, they mix a pastel, but they also put it on damp hair. So those are my tips when it comes to prepping your hair for dyeing. Any questions at all, leave it down below. Let me know. I don't know how to edit videos, so this is just going to be one straight up video. I hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, again, please comment, like, and subscribe. Trying to get up there on the radar. Okay, guys, I'll see you later in the next video.